if I had my knives close to me. Fuck. Just wanted to stop over here and say what's up. I feel like absolute dog shit. I woke up today, I feel like I got hit by a fucking semi-truck. And, yeah, do not feel good at all. Been trying to stay hydrated, but I don't know, hopefully it's some 24-hour type shit, but fucking achy, sore, probably got a fever, would be my guess. It's just like ironic because I had like a pretty deep conversation with my daughter yesterday, and then we prayed, and it just seems like it backfired, you know. Keep us safe and healthy. My daughter's telling me now that she's starting to have anxiety, which is something that I've always struggled with, so that makes me super sad. Because you're four, what do you have anxiety about, you know? So I try not to be rough and yell just because when they're at that age, they're super sensitive and you have to take their feelings into consideration. Um, you just should. Because kids are always going to tell you something for a reason, you know? So it's always good to be open eared when it comes to communicating with kids. Yeah, I just feel like absolute shit, dude. And normally, like, I don't get sick like this. If I get sick, it's like in and out pretty quick, or like I'm fucked for like a week. But this just feels fucking terrible. The best way I could describe this feeling is like it almost feels like when I used to withdraw. So like it is just a very uncomfortable kind of crawling out of your skin kind of feeling, and like when your temperature keeps fluctuating from hot to cold, it's hard to kind of find a sweet spot. So I also got a class in like 30ish minutes. So it's an online class, luckily. But I even emailed him and I was like, hey, if I don't make it, man, I'm gonna try just because all I have to do is lay down and fucking just show up, I guess. But do I just want to fucking sleep? I just feel like fucking absolute garbage. I haven't eaten anything, so I'm sure that doesn't help. But I also don't trust eating anything right now. Yeah, like I said, I don't normally get sick, but this is fucking bad. I feel like I've just been like repetitively on and off sick for the past like 2 months. To be honest, probably since July, late August. Oh my god, where's my dab pen? Fuck, dude. Found it. Nobody panic. Nobody panic. Yeah, I wouldn't wish this on anybody, to be honest with you. Yeah, again, this just like reminds me of like a bad like withdrawal episode, to be honest with you. And obviously it's not, but it is just fucking. It is like crawling out of my fucking skin. That's what it feels like. Nova had it too, so. But she's just been fucking poor kid. She's had like dual ear infections. She's gonna have to have her fucking tonsils taken out, tubes put in her ears, like all shit that I really wished she didn't have to go through just because I've had to go through it myself, and it sucks. Um, yeah, I feel like my main job as a parent is just to make sure that my kids don't have to go through the shit that I've put myself in situations where I've had to deal with it and overcome fucking situations I shouldn't even fucking been in the first place. Whether it was for attention, fucking drugs, just to fucking show off to somebody or, impress a fucking girl. Like, if I could go back and change a lot, normal people would say they would, but I wouldn't. And it's only because I have so many good examples of what not to do in my back pocket at all times. Like you don't come from the Chicagoland area and move away to get sober and then end up not getting sober and then just fucking going crazy essentially. Like when I was using, I was just fucking off the rails. And is it still tempting? Yeah, absolutely. Because as a drug addict, I'm used to taking a substance while I'm feeling any way that I don't like or approve of. I could take a substance and then get euphoric real fast. But the problem with that is you're not fixing anything. That's the same thing with drinking. You could drink until the cows come home, but if you're drinking to fucking solve problems, you're just gonna fucking have those same problems when the bottle's done. When you sober up, you know. And I wish that I would have listened to all the advice that I was given at a younger age, but unfortunately, I'm one of those dudes where I'm fucking. You have to go through it, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, I overdressed for this stream. I got my class at 5 o'clock, so I didn't want to do that, but I'm not doing anything else. I might as well. Um, I was supposed to go fishing today. That's not happening. I don't even have a fishing pole, so come to think of it, I couldn't even go in the first place. Um, yeah, dude, I'm just stoked to have these classes fucking done. All I gotta do is an AODA thing through court, and that's like 300 something out of pocket, which it is what it is. But um, I'm just done, like feeling. I'm just tired of feeling like I'm in this state for no reason. Like I have my daughter here, and that's like a pretty big reason that I, you know, love Wisconsin. Is it gave me my daughter, um, and I wouldn't change anything about that. Um, even the breakup between me and Nova's mom, I wouldn't change that because nobody deserves to feel like they don't matter, and that's pretty much how I felt. And and it is what it is. She can't control how I feel, and vice versa. I can only tell tell her how I feel. And this is a day and age where, like, if you open up about your feelings, like, you're seen as weak, vulnerable, etc. So, a lot of the times when I am open about stuff, it's because I trust you, and I have a deep caring and love for you if I'm letting you in. And like a lot of people don't realize, like when you get burned nonstop, whether it's you holding the matches or whatever the case is, like at the end of the day, you have to suck up and accept the fact that if you're putting yourself in harm's way, if you're hanging out with people that aren't good for you, then you're just gonna find yourself in a loop that's just repetitive, and it's not going to get you anywhere. If you're a parent, you always want to be a good example for your kids. And again, I wouldn't change anything that I've gone through as far as like breaking and enterings, possession, carrying firearms, just like fighting, nonstop fucking fighting. Um, and like, yeah, there's some things I would change because a lot of the shit that I used to do back then was just ruthless and fucking demonic. Because when you're in that mindset, you're not thinking about who you're hurting or that you could fucking die, you know? Um, Again, I always say I've been stabbed, but I haven't. I was cut right here with a razor blade when I had my buddy's daughter on my shoulders at a fest. And then been shot at. I've shot at people, and it's not something that I brag about because it's like the older I get, the more I realize how fucking stupid and childish that kind of shit is. Um, does it keep me away from firearms and stuff like that can protect yourself? No, not at all. I still have a fondness and a great deal of respect for firearms because of what they're capable of doing and eliminating in this world where it's just fucking chaos anyways. Um, but I wouldn't change the things that I've gone through because my daughter knows that I used to be a bad guy, and I want her to know that because I want her to know that people can change. You know, it's not always easy. In fact, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be very, very hard to get yourself into a place where you're happy and content and at peace. And for me, it's always been a struggle. I think that I crave a relationship for the reassurance aspect as well as being able to, because like I'm very affectionate, you know, and I may not seem that way, but I'm a huge lover and I'm very affectionate. I'm a cuddler, like I'm a hopeless romantic, you know, and that's the best way I can describe myself. Because if I wasn't hopeless, it would work, and it doesn't. So obviously my game is. But my point is that a lot of people chase someone for the feeling of, you know, reassurance, or some people just get into relationships because they're codependent or they're afraid to be single. There could be many reasons why somebody's in a relationship for not all the right reasons, you know. So, but I'd always recommend if you're going to pursue somebody, make sure you guys are on the same page and make sure that you're open and honest, because that is such a crucial part in any relationship, whether it's with family, teachers, friends, significant others. Trust is such a big fucking thing because without it, you have nothing. You can't rely on anybody. Nobody can rely on you if you aren't trustworthy. If you can't be relied on, that's another big one. You know, like if you're capable, fucking show it. Because a lot of people are just very comfortable taking and not giving back, you know. Look at this, it's so cute. It's a little minion Balisong boot. I want to say this was either to Nova's Balisong or her mom's when we were together, but obviously I got it for a reason. I'm like actually really worried to flip knives right now because I'm so fucking out of it. My equilibrium's like all fucking tossed. And I can't find my fucking DOA Hades, son of a bitch. Alright, give me a second. I'm grabbing it. Oh. Or maybe I'm not. Yep, I got it. I got it. But... Oh my god. I'm sorry for the crotch shot. Where the fuck? Okay. And it's even harder because there's a fucking light in my face. How's everybody's weekend, by the way? Anybody do anything fun and exciting? I'll let you guys into a little bit of my life, because why else would I have this fucking channel, you know? I think a main reason I have this channel is because I don't have a ton of friends, so it's nice to just be able to get like stuff off my mind with somebody that I trust, which is most of you guys anyways. If you guys want to spread my business, go for it, dude. That's out. It's out here. It is what it is. And yeah, I mean, I went to see my parents the last weekend, and essentially what happened was Nova went to take a nap with my mom, and I'm gonna try not to get emotional over this because when it comes to my daughter having a better life, um, and just having having family that I wanted her to be close with, close. Because when I first moved out here, my parents were supposed to move out here to be closer with me and my son. And yes, I have a son. I don't see him. I haven't seen him since he's 6 months old. His mom and dad are married. I think they have a house. And I think that he doesn't know who the fuck I am. And if he does, great. Um, but like, I was really looking forward to having family with me because when I moved out here originally, it was just me and my fiance at the time, and then our son to be coming out, and it was really rough on me, and I lost it pretty quick. I'd say it was a solid 5 6 months before I was basically like a full blown drug addict. Um, and just to give you guys an idea of how my days would start, um, if I did sleep, which 9 times out of 10 I wasn't, um, there was an endless supply of coke, crack, um, ecstasy. That was the main thing that I was doing at Roundy's when I moved out here because Roundy's has everybody from inner city Milwaukee, you know, my drug dealers I work with. So it was convenient. And I didn't know anybody in Watertown, anyways. So what happened was I met a buddy, and I'm not gonna put his name out here. We don't really talk anymore, but I think we're still friends with him on Facebook and shit. And I was getting a lot of powder. And then one day he just didn't have it. He's like, I got that Ric Flair, baby. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And I used to like cook it in Chicago, but different places got different fucking slangs for shit. Sorry, I'm not drinking. I'm drinking tea. Just so you guys know, sweet tea. Because I'm a pussy like that. Um, and I think it was just very overwhelming for me at the age of, I think, 24, 23, 24, 25, maybe 24, 25. And the girl that I was with was gorgeous, drop dead gorgeous. She probably still is, but that's besides the point. I had everything that I needed, but it wasn't everything that I wanted. I wanted to have the freedom of a single person, but I have a kid on the way, and I have a fiance that every chick I've had kids with worked up until they were about to pop, and that is pretty fucking impressive. Because not everybody does that, you know. And when she gave birth, what I was doing was I was taking her painkillers that they just gave her for a C-section. So she's hurting, and I'm just benefiting off of this situation because, mind you, I was a recovering drug addict that when I moved out here. I think I only did like coke every now and then, and for me that was a lot. And then drank, and then smoked weed if I could. Um, but when I started using, dude, like I just wanted to give everybody else my attention and not her. And I'm pretty sure that I was the only person that she wanted to give her attention to. So um, when all this was fresh, I badmouthed the fuck out of her. But in reality, I would have left if I was her. And I don't blame her, not even a little bit. I apologize that that was the version of me that you got after, because I wasn't like that when I moved out here. It was just the immense pressure of knowing I'm going to be a father, knowing that I have to keep this job. It was union, so we had like union bids. It was just a lot of fucking stress. Um, and I couldn't get FMLA, so I couldn't get family medical leave actually when my kid was being born, anything like that. It was just a lot of chaos. Um, I just want to paint the picture as accurately as possible because I'm not a saint by any means. Um, the reason that I value myself as little as I do, but still some amount today, is because I do have a good heart. I do have a big heart, and I care more for others than I do for myself. And that's very problematic because you can't take care of others when you're not, invested in yourself. But a lot of that is based off of um, how family made me feel, because those are the people that I absolutely not only did I want it, but I needed recognition and needed to know that I mattered. And I took a lot of that for granted when I was younger. I was never at the house, and if I was, it was with friends. And the older I get, the more I value family so much, so much. I love being a dad, honestly. I feel like it's something that I was always meant to do. And I think that's just because I have a big heart. But I, uh, I went with my daughter to visit my parents last weekend. And yeah, I think last weekend or 2 weekends ago, something like that. And what had happened was my mom was my fucking alarm going off. But they basically had Nova take a nap in my mom's room with her because my mom and dad sleep separately because they both snore like fucking pregnant wildebeests. And Nova, I guess, was crying and said that she doesn't want to live where she's living with me or live where she's living with her mom, and just like, mind you, this is a 4 year old. So if she is serious about this, obviously I care a lot about that. I just wish that these are things that she would tell me, because I absolutely always ask her how she thinks of stuff, because her opinion is probably the most important opinion that is in my life. Um, so my mom was telling her, you and daddy can move in here, but your daddy used to steal from us. He used to rob us when he was on drugs. And here's the fun part. I'm not on drugs anymore, So that excuse is well played out. But what fucking pisses me off is that when my grown ass mom is telling my 4 year old daughter that that's her new home, mind you, Cheyenne didn't even hear about any of this until I was told, yeah, you can move in here after you're done with probation, stuff like that, because I could get a job with definitely a few of my buddies out there. Transportation wouldn't be an issue because McHenry's a big fucking city. I got this bitch an e-bike, but I do plan to get a motorcycle here shortly. Um, but like it makes sense because when I moved out here, it was because I was getting a job at Roundy's, being a part of the union. Rent was cheap out here, and my parents didn't want me with them because they could see that I was bouncing a little bit. And basically, I went to go hang out with my buddy Kevin and Eddie. We had a little fire, and I left Nova by my parents just because my sister and her husband were going to come over later on and hang out with her. And that way my parents get to hang out with Nova, because I'm always so used to having her with me and crawling up my butt everywhere I go. Um, but when I got back from at Kevin's, I came to see if Nova was up, because Nova and me normally sleep together, but she was in my mom's room, her grandma's room, and she goes, "Yeah, actually, the more I'm thinking about it, you can't live with us. It's not a good idea." And I'm like, "You just took my daughter to multiple of your neighbors' house. We're telling them that your house is her new house, and you don't think that fucks me up? Especially when you know damn well that I've had little to no luck out here being prosperous in any fucking way, shape, or form. So for me to potentially see a light at the end of the tunnel where I can be a father, where I can have the potential to provide and, restart everything from the ground up, for me to have that opportunity. Not only that, but my parents are fucking old, dude. They're getting older and older every day. And if I can be there, I'm a buff dude. I can fucking help them with stuff. They're stubborn. But like, it fucks me up because anything I can do to make my life better as well as my daughter's life better, I'm always going to jump for it. Even if it makes me super uncomfortable, I will always put her before myself. Always. And I always have, and I always will, because that's my job as a fucking dad. Um, but it just hurt to think that there was a way out for me. And then less than 24 hours later, after parading my daughter around and telling her all these pipe dreams, that her life's gonna get better. She's gonna make all these cool friends. She's gonna have all the nice schooling. There's parks. Just sucks, dude. It sucks. And then for my daughter to look at me like I'm a liar, that sucks. That hurts a lot. I'm going to end this though because he's going nowhere anyways lately, to be honest. Thank y'all for stopping by and chatting with me.